Stingrays are often misunderstood. Many believe that these animals are cruel, dangerous animals that will just attack for the fun of it, when in reality, that isn't the case. A big cause of this is because of the way the media likes to portray things, as well as Steve Irwin's passing. Steve's passing led to a lot of hatred towards stingrays, which I find incredibly sad because obviously I didn't know Steve personally. But I think as an animal lover myself and as someone who's watched a lot of his videos, it's easy to tell that he wouldn't want anyone to hate on these beautiful creatures, especially using his name and something that happened to him to justify. There's always a risk when you're around animals, and anyone who has a passion or works with animals knows that. Sadly, in Steve's case, that was one of the times where the risk happened. The only reason that Steve passed was because the barb hit him in the heart. If it had hit him in the foot, arm, leg, hands, chances are he would have still been living. There's only around 20 confirmed stingray deaths worldwide since 1945. Steve being one of them, and his passing years later still being used by the media as a reason to install fear about these animals onto other people is really, really sad. Education about these animals and anything really is so important, because when people are uneducated is usually when they're the most scared. And when people are scared, that leads to themselves, animals, and others getting hurt. If you clicked on this video because you're scared, or maybe you love these animals, or maybe you are bored, or whatever the reason for you clicking on this video, I'm glad you joined. Here's some facts about stingrays and a couple about rays too, because stingrays and rays are actually two different things. There is about 220 species of stingrays and over 600 species of rays. So what actually is a stingray? Stingrays come in a variety of sizes depending on the species, some only being a few inches small, and then others, like the giant freshwater stingray, can measure up to 7 feet, which is about 2 meters. The mouth of a stingray is located underneath them, allowing them to feed on bottom-dwelling prey, and their pectoral fins go in a rippling motion that helps them move along the bottom of the ocean. Many species of stingray have venomous barbs on their tail, which can help protect them against predators. As I mentioned briefly earlier, humans often confuse manta rays and stingrays. However, these animals live very different lives to each other. Yes, they are both found in the ocean, but manta rays are more ocean explorers. They live in open water and coastal areas. Reef manta rays and Atlantic mantas usually like to stay closer to shore, often visiting a specific coral reef or seamount where small fish remove parasites from their skin. These areas are also known as cleaning stations. Some manta rays, they travel long distances, following seasonal plankton. You'll usually see mantas swimming in water columns and sometimes even jumping out of the water. This action is known as breaching. You won't find them resting on the bottom of the ocean, unlike stingrays. Stingrays are bottom dwellers, spending much of their time resting on sandy or muddy seafloors. Lots of species of stingrays bury themselves under sand with only their eyes and spiracles, which are their breathing openings, exposed. This helps them be able to sneak up on prey and hide from predators. These predators include hammerhead sharks, seals, and sea lions, as well as multiple species of big fish, including barracudas. Humans are also sadly a big danger to stingrays, causing pollution, harm from boats and fishing nets, as well as habitat loss and, in some instances, hunting to eat them. Talking of eating, you may be wondering, what do stingrays eat? Stingrays have been known to eat small fish, crabs, shrimp, oysters, clams, and worms. Most species of stingrays do this by lying still and partially buried with sand on the bottom of the ocean until something edible comes within range. They then lunge forward to grab it. They can also locate hidden prey. They do this by using their acute sense of smell. They also have an ability to detect the faint electrical signals that living animals make. They have strong plate-like teeth that they can use to crush shells and to get the meat from inside some animals. A couple more fast fun facts for you guys. Stingrays have no bones in their bodies. Their skeleton is made up of flexible cartilage, which is the same stuff that is in your ears and nose. Many stingrays like to live by themselves and only come together for breeding and migration. Talking of breeding, stingrays give birth to live babies known as pups. Depending on the species of a stingray, they can give birth to 2 to 10 pups at a time, usually giving birth once a year or a couple species every other year. Stingrays have been around for a long time, with their fossil records dating back to approximately 150 million years ago. That is to the Jurassic period, otherwise known as the same era that dinosaurs were alive. Another thing I personally find very interesting about stingrays is a lot of people who have worked with these animals or have dived with these animals or studied these animals can explain to you that they are known to be quite playful, intelligent, and curious, as well as gentle creatures. A lot of people also explain how they won't do much for a while and then suddenly they'll have a random burst of energy. Kind of like the orange cats of the ocean in a way. Talking non-scientific research, a lot of people spiritually believe that stingrays are a sign of calmness as well as navigating through life's different chapters. Whether you believe that is obviously up to your personal choice, but I can definitely see how people can think that based on the actions of stingrays themselves. I hope this video has taught you something about stingrays and hopefully changed at least one person's perspective of them, knowing that they aren't actually these cruel animals that some of the media tries and makes them out to be. And if you already loved them, I hope this made you love them even more, if that is even possible. If you know any facts about stingrays that I missed, please tell me, let me know in the comments. If you've ever seen one of these beautiful animals, let me know your stories and your experiences with these animals.